Honorable ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, even the police say all protocols observed. So first of all, let me say what great pleasure it gives me to be here this evening, taking part in this opening of this wonderful building here, And I must thank you for inviting me to share with you, and I stress the word invite. Some people have a habit of arriving. Saying, if you had seen them, you would have invited them, so they come. But I only go here and properly invited. So since they asked me so nicely, I said, of course, I want to be a part of this thing. They say how you begin anything is very important, because good beginnings go a long way to ensuring successful endings. Diving quickly, they ask who's the opening batsman, who's the opening bowler, and these days, who's the opening sponsor. But I like to begin by addressing you as family, because anytime we come together like this to share, to celebrate, to honor each other, to get to know each other better, we're not just members of the CXC and government and invited guests and dignitaries. We're just one big CXC family come together to share an occasion. Give yourself a round of applause for family. Of course, there are different kinds of family. You have close family, you have immediate family, you have distant family, you have pumpkin vine family, you have monkey face family, you have family you don't know them as family, and some of them you don't want to know them as family. But you see, this family is the best kind of family, because we have come together to share something in common, the education of our children, right? So, welcome you as family. Then we like to welcome the spirits, the ancestors. All the good work we have here was not by accident. It was built on all the hard work of those old educators who went before us. And when we have evenings like this, let you come and sit between us to listen. So don't feel the empty chairs. Everything have somebody sitting inside there. It may look empty, but if you have a drink and the drink going on and you're not drinking, somebody drinking. You remember in the old days, we used to pour a few drops of rum. Remember that? I don't know if we do that here this evening, but we should. Pour a few drops of rum on the ground to welcome the spirits, right? Libation. But nowadays, fellas so cheap. Don't even want to waste one drop of rum. Take out the cocktail and have a smell and have a smell. So we like to make sure we welcome the spirits. Then we like to clear ourselves, all things may go wrong. I mean, the rain may fall, lights may go out, but this is a family gathering. What happened in the party, stay in the party. This is why people like me, and something politicians should learn, we like to excuse ourselves before we begin to talk. That's why we say once upon a time, the story time. In the French islands, they say, Tim, what says story time? Jamaicans say, Jack, man, draw me not choose none. They're not taking any side in the story time. Spaniards say, Abia una vez, story times. We neither say we're selling it as we buy it, we're not responsible, story time. Journalists say reliable sources, story time. And of course, politicians say, if elected, story time. Ladies and gentlemen, we are celebrating the opening of this wonderful building. And I must congratulate CXC on having this wonderful building, because it shows, based on the theme, perseverance, pursuit, and so on, that they are looking to the future and they understand what the qualities must have to go forward, right? Because it's not easy to get buildings like this, So when I see this, I say, boy, this place nice. A lot of intelligent work going to go on inside here. And we have plenty of room for party. I like this place. You see, because anywhere we have space, you have to remember you have to work the party into it somewhere along the line. I know two fellows went to Rome to see the Pope. When they got there, the Pope was not there. So they said, here, now look how much space the man have in front here. Let's have a little party. So they throw one big party in front of the Pope place, man, and two of them selling barbecue chicken. In the middle of the party, the Pope come back, where everybody run. One fella run and hide in the bush. Other fella say, well, he ain't leaving the chicken. Where the chicken is, he is. So he stand up there and he turning chicken. They find in the bush peeping. And the friend see the Pope walks up to him. The Pope speaks to him, and the Pope does so, and does so. And he goes. So the friend comes out, he says, but you are a great fella. You leave Trinidad, come to Rome, throw fete in the man's place. And the Pope bless it. Well, I say, bless. You know what the Pope say? You see, you and your chicken and your friend in the bush, get the hell out of here. So, so it's not easy. But what I like about this thing, is that, you're very lucky to be able to have a building, because it's so very hard to get office space in this world today, Very, very hard to get space. So when you have a lovely building like that, you have to be proud, because you went renovation, now forget renovation in West Indies. Before you renovate, everybody walking around nice and intelligent. By the time renovation done, you're cussing your wife, you're in jail, you have lawyers, you have everybody involved. So it's better you build a building from scratch, which is very good, you know. So I say, you know, once that I'm going to really go and look for some office space, right? Looking for it. A fellow bring me, say, boy, come and see a house. I go and see this house on top of a hill. If it's a house, even Tarzan and Cheetah would not live in that house. No window, no door. Japanese hung up like Christmas decoration around the roof. And a mango tree growing right in the drawing room. I say, but this is what he say, boy, just close your eye, you go see yourself in it. Every time I close my eye, I see agriculture, agriculture. I say, that is not for me. You see, a man like you, you should not live in anybody else. You should build your own house. Build a building that is you, that looks like you, that comes from you. I say, how? You say, I have a piece of land to sell you. Gently sloping. Boy, I went and looked at this gently sloping land. It's the steepest land I ever seen in my life. You have to tie it with rope, otherwise the land going down the hill. So I say, well, listen, let me try newspapers. You ever talk about me being a storyteller? You should read some of the advertising for real estate. Yeah? Beautiful split-level home. If you see it, one part Port of Spain, next part San Fernando. Beautiful architect-designed home. Built-in cupboards, built-in living room, built-in dining room, built in a swamp. Same house, 2 months later, sunken living room, sunken dining room. Home in quiet neighborhood. I gone right next to the cemetery. You know what I mean? It's not easy, you know. Compact home, state-of-the-art bathroom, 2.5 bathroom. You see it, only bowl, no tank. But the one I like best, home in friendly neighborhood. I said, this is for me. I gone to the neighborhood. Boy, it's the most friendly neighborhood I ever seen in my life. All the houses lean up on each other so. If you move one house, all fall down. So you see, you have to count yourself very fortunate that you have been able to establish this wonderful looking building here, you know? But it is in keeping with your theme of persistent and pursuing excellence. Because it's not easy to pursue excellence. You have to know what excellence is about. So what we celebrate is just not the building, we are celebrating the qualities, right? In the first place, you have to like what you're doing. When I was growing up, for instance, West Indian parents did not like the trend to become things like comedians or comics. No mother wanted to introduce her son like this. Meet my son, the clown. But if you're an engineer, doctor, lawyer, composer, interior decorator, was all right, so I became a storyteller. So you have to see yourself. Then you have to try and see yourself the way other people see you, because you see CXC, everybody knows the exam. But most people don't know what CXC is about the institution, about the building, what goes on there. They know the exam, but not the institution. So you have to make sure that you sell this idea to the man in the street. You understand what goes on in the building. Not just a big building with things going on there. You must know. You know? It's like the story where 3 fellas went up to heaven. And when they got there, it was a busy day in heaven. So Peter said, you all can't come in. He said, I mean, we can't come in. If we're dead, we must come in. He said, all right. Well, tell me what you did, and depending on what you did, I'll let you in. The fellow said, well, you see, I'm an engineer. He said, engineer, you building bomb and thing down to hell for you. The next fellow frightened boy. He said, well, I was a scientist. Scientist? You cloning people, taking God's job down to hell for you. Well, the next fellow from Barbados, he frightened boy. Peter said, what are you? He said, I am working with CXC. He said, come in, you've been to hell already. Come in, come in. People see you. Then you must have, you're a Caribbean organization, you must have a Caribbean perspective. You see, every organization must have a perspective. A political party, whatever it is, you must have a perspective. Your view of life. You know, everybody have a perspective. Like this fella, after a big one-day match in the Oval, come out to the Oval, you drunk with the Lord, tell the taxi driver, take me to the Oval. The driver said, but you're in the Oval already. He said, all right, do not drive so fast next time. So everybody has their perspective. But on top of that, we must learn from our mistakes. This building you know, a lot of work went into getting here. And along the route I show, a lot of people made mistakes, but you still got here. The important thing about making mistakes is that you learn from them, right? You have to have good memory, something called memoritis. You know, we suffer from that in the West Indies. We have very short memories. This is why we're going to give our workers 1 hour for lunch. After over 1 hour, they don't come back to work, they forget where they're working. Right? So that 1 hour will never change. You see, you have to have good memory, institutional memory and individual memory, and learn from your mistakes. It's like this fellow who bought a horse from the priest. And the priest tell him, listen man, I've trained my horse. When I want the horse to go fast, I say, praise be the Lord. When I want the horse to stop, I say, amen. He said, no problem, give me the horse. So going on the road, he decided to try it out. He said, praise be the Lord, and the horse take off. It starts to go, heading for a precipice as it's about to go over. But amen, the horse stopped. Boy, he's so happy about praise be the Lord. You see what bad memory it does for you. Which brings us to another point. You must have faith in what you're doing. You know, you're going to build this organization up and you're going to move forward and you have your plans. I'll show you all new plans and things. You must have faith. You're working on the same plan. Yeah? Faith in what you're about to do. When this man fall off the horse, hang on that branch, oh, God save me, God save me. So a voice from heaven said, do you believe in God? You see, I believe in every God. Indian, Chinese, Catholic, Muslim, just save me. The voice said, well, let go of that branch. And the fellow, your mother what? Let go branch. Anybody else that can help? He had no faith. Fall down, mash up bad. Brings us to another point. To go forward, you must be able to listen to your critics, to your advisors. Listen. You know, we Westerners, we love to talk more than we listen. Listen. If you take the word L-I-S-T-E and you get S-I-L-E-N-T, listen and silent is the same word, right? So hush your mouth and listen. When the man fall, police come to take him up. Drop down a rope, tell him, tight on your foot. He say, my foot mash up, nothing can tie. Policeman say, tight on your hands. He say, my hands are mashed up, nothing can tie. He say, how about your waist? He say, boy, my winding days over, my waist mash up. He say, well, how about your teeth? You know, my teeth are fine. It's okay. We are dropping the rope. Bite it, we'll pull you up. They drop the rope, he bites it, and they start to pull him up. They're pulling, everything going nice. Till you reach by the top. Policeman say, how you doing? He say, okay, man, okay. You see, you must learn when to open your mouth and when not to open your mouth. And that brings us to an important part of CXC, which is really communication. Yeah, getting your message out. So all these years, because I celebrate 40 years this month, 40 years in this business, right? And all these years, you ask me, well, what do you think is the biggest problem we have in the Caribbean? I say, boy, our biggest problem always has been communication. I say, think about all the different accents we have to deal with in CXC. Grenadian, Vincentian, Dominican, Trinidadian, Tobagoan, Nevisian, Kititian, Caymanian, you have all kind of accent. You have uptown accent, downtown accent, you have accent by accident, you have endless accents. So you can understand that sometimes our problem with CARICOM is that we're not really getting the importance of the message because of the accent. Grenadians say prefer, Vincentians say prefer. Arguing prefer, a Trinidadian passing. Say, Trini, tell us, man, what is the word, prefer or prefer? Say, boy, personally, I prefer. I got the road to get worse. Dominicans say either, St. Lucians say either. Arguing either. Bajan passing. Well, you know, Bajans feel they have the best accent in the Caribbean. You know, Little England, all that kind of thing. Say, Baj man, what is the correct word? Is it either or either? He'll be oida, man, oida. You see, because in the Caribbean, when we speak, what we say is not necessarily what we are saying. Because communication is not about what you say, what people see. And that's the problem educators here don't understand. It's not the brilliance of the word, but the picture the word creates, right? We say things like reverse back. We say I'm feeling well sick. Say my shoe a little big. We say put on the hot water to heat. We say where you're coming, going. We say, excuse me, can you tell me where the dead man living? And his secretary say, no, we're going to have 5 original copies. They have fax machine. 5 original copies. And big manager saying, we are not going to have a brief summary. No, what is a brief summary? But they want to like the best. Even government said we have had 10% negative growth. Now, what is negative growth? When conditions get less worse, that's negative growth. You see what we say? It's not what we're saying, you know. Other day I living in Cascade, I see a woman run behind the garbage truck. She tell the man, you have room for more garbage? He says, yes, man, jump in, jump in. And this is the honest truth. I heard a minister of tourism saying, the tourist industry on the precipice of disaster. It is time to take a giant step forward. And they want to know why we have problems with tourism. You see? So communication is very key to it. But not only that, we have to learn to come down to the level of the people when we are talking. Sometimes we talk so big, sometimes you can be too educated. Eh? You can educate people till they're stupid, you understand? So you have to give them education in nice little bits. If you give them too much, they're stupid people for days, right? So when you go there, you go out to the community, you have to learn to work with the community. You have to learn to be flexible because there's always a good idea waiting to happen. You know, a fellow come and say, Paul Keens. I say, what? He said, boy, I have a good idea. I said, what is that? He said, I invent a new rat trap. I said, well, that's good, a new rat trap. I said, what is the trap? He said, a razor blade and a piece of cheese. I said, but how is that going to work? He said, no problem. Putting the razor blade here, putting the cheese there. So the rat can come and do so they get the cheese. I said, yes, but the rat not stupid. He's going to take the cheese and go. He said, oh, that is a trap, that is a trap. That's next day, I'm not putting no cheese at all. So when the rat come back, and he do so, over the razor blade, and he see no cheese. What with the damn cheese gone? So I see there's always room for new ideas going forward. And finally, an institution like this, two important words. You have to learn to assess and to analyze. We can't keep sending stupid people out saying they're educated. We have to make sure when we send them out, they really learn something. So you have to learn to assess them and to analyze. You know, they say you can analyze till you're paralyzed. You always argue and argue, never come to a decision. At some point, you have to make a decision. It's like this little boy is doing homework. He's writing in black, drawing in black, everything in black. Parents get worried. Ring up UE, ring up psychiatrists, ring up psychologists. What is wrong with the child? What kind of dark thoughts are going through his head? Everything in black, black, black. When you check, the child only have one crayon, black. So you understand, we can assess and analyze till we do nothing. And finally, three important points we must remember to move forward as any organization is team, leadership, and focus. Team means all of us going together on the same page, right? Which means that to work with people you don't like. Now, that's the thing of a good teamwork. You have to learn to work with people who don't like you and who you don't like. So you have to learn something called tact. Now, tact is the art of getting along with people you don't like. I'll give you an example of tact. In the army, Harry, mother, dead. Sergeant come and say, Harry, your mother dead. Oh boy, Harry fall down. Harry gets heart attack. So the captain says, Sergeant, you cannot tell his man was dead just like that. You must use some tact. He said, all right, so next time. So next month, Larry, mother dead. He said, nice, I'm going to show them tact. He said, everybody line up. All of mothers, step forward. Larry, where you going? That is the example of tact. The second point is leadership. You see, leadership is not just at the top. We think of the politician leader. We have to lead at every level, in sports, in the church, every avenue. There's opportunity to take leadership. And we have to teach people that you are a leader no matter where you are, but you have to take responsibility. Leadership is very important. It's like this bus that turned over, right? And everybody dead except a monkey. So when the police come there to interview the monkey, policeman said, Mr. Monkey, what were the passengers doing before the accident? Monkey? Oh, they were dancing. Very good. Mr. Monkey, what was the driver doing before the accident? Oh, he was dancing. Mr. Monkey, what were you doing? What's your monkey? The monkey was driving. And the moral is, if you don't take leadership, somebody else will take it for you. And finally, the last one, focus. As you move forward, after all the grand hurrah and buildings, you have a plan, you have to move forward. So don't get distracted by what other people are doing. You have a plan, focus on your plan. I'll give you an example of focus. A man parked his brand new SUV downtown marked 4x4. A vagrant passing watch it, he say, 4 by 4, take a nail, equals 16. Scratch up the man car. Fella get vexed, paint up the car again, park it same place, 4 by 4, same vehicle pass back. 4 by 4, another nail, equal 16. Well, now the fella vexed, he said, I'm going to fix him. Paint up the car nice. And he marked 4 by 4 equal 16. Vehicle pass back, look at it, he smiled. He said, nice, 4 by 4 equals 16. Take a nail, correct. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say a special thank you and congratulate CXC on this wonderful building. It's always good and say thank you, but sometimes thank you can really mess you up, you know. So it's like this funeral, and they asked the priest to say thank you to the doctor who attended to the man who died. And he said, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank Dr. Brown. Without him, we would not have been here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we in the Caribbean have shown time and time again that world class has nothing to do with size, but the quality of our country, its institution, and its people. And when you look at this wonderful building, we know that we have a building that is worthy of the people who are going to enter it, and we have people who are worthy of having a building like this. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.